A good friend recommended Pam and Tommy to me, and I resisted at first because I thought, I don't know, maybe it's going to be kind of trashy or overhyped. But I finished it, and I have to say, I thought it was great. And so I'm going to lay out 6 reasons why I was wrong to resist. Number 6, it takes several super interesting stories and beautifully weaves everything together. The changing of society from pre-tech video to sort of online video as a culture, and then to watch like the changing of the guard from 80s hairband party band LA to the 90s Seattle grunge scene. Fantastic. Related to that last point, I thought it was super interesting to watch that changing of the guard from Tommy Lee's perspective, because he's almost like he's a representative of the 80s and all those bands. Because you always hear about the takeover of grunge or the conquering of a creative art form from the perspective of the people who are pushing it forward, who are driving it. It feels like that's usually what happens. But this was like the first time where I ever thought, oh, right, they had to replace someone. And it was, in this case, Motley Crue and Van Halen and Warrant and all these bands. So it was really fascinating to see their perspective, especially because they seem like such, it was such a different era than the 90s. Like to have if you had like a person who was grunge 90s and a person who was 80s party hairband, you couldn't get 2 more different people in the room together. And so when they actually interact, I thought it was great. Also, I did remember some of the stories, but I didn't remember it in that detail. Like I remember Pam and Tommy getting together quickly. I didn't realize that it was after like 96 hours that they had met and they got married or something like that. Which, good for them. Fuck it. I mean, who cares? Like what... People date for 10 years and get married and it doesn't work out, so there's no formula. So good for them. But I do remember the sex tape, but I don't remember how it happened. I just assumed that it was leaked by them as publicity. But wow, what a story for the construction worker who Tommy dissed, basically, didn't pay him and then took his tools. I'm not saying he deserved it. Pam certainly didn't deserve it, I don't think. But, karma, it's a tough one. Also, another reason I shouldn't have resisted, it really did a great job depicting the change of society from like the video, pre-online video culture to after that, basically what we're living in now. And I think Napster was kind of happening around the same time, which was, if you remember, Napster was letting people download music for free in the 90s. And that became a huge thing because I think Kiss's lead singer, Stanley, I can't remember his name, went with, I think, Lars Ulrich of Metallica, who kind of led the charge of trying to fight that and stop it from happening. What can you do? It's like Victor Hugo's quote about, no army can stop an idea whose time has come, and online had come. And so to see I guess it's the beginning of porn online. Maybe it looks like it, or gave it like that boost that it needed, and then everyone sort of flocked to it. I don't remember that sex tape having that kind of pull, but it was really interesting to watch. And of course, the birth of something massive would have to be from the result of a celebrity sex tape. I mean, you can't have it any other way. It was also funny, but Seth Rogen, obviously hilarious. Nick Offerman, hilarious. I wasn't sure how to take Tommy Lee talking to his piece. I thought it was really funny because it was almost like it did almost become like a third party in that cultural discussion, and so Nikki Sixx at the end of, I think, episode 6, where they're sitting at the bar and Tommy Lee's pissed off, everyone's talking about his hog, and Nikki Sixx says to him, yeah, there are worse things than the whole world knowing you have a huge hog, so calm down. This is probably the most important reason I was wrong to resist, and it's how society, culture, media, even the legal aspects of this treated Pamela Anderson. It was ridiculous. And again, I don't know how much of this was accurate, but it's just so stupid. But the alarming thing is that from say Jay Leno, who has like just talk shows in general, who have these huge cultural influences on people and society, to media talking about it or whatever, that you kind of forget that there's a lot of immature, cowardly children with big microphones in society. You know what I mean? Like who gave these people the power, and why is everyone okay with it? I guess it reminds me of a couple different things, but how we treated Pam Anderson, or how society treated her, it just reminds you that there's a lot of terrible or immature or childish people at the helm. And it kind of reminded me of, if you've seen The People versus O.J. Simpson, that FX series, fantastic also. There's an episode which is based on reality where Marcia Clark, the attorney, she got her haircut or something, and it was very different than what it was previously, and the media went nuts with it. And you just kind of sit back and think, if you're an alien landing here, you're thinking like, this place is trash, let's just go somewhere else. It reminded me of that. I just felt so bad watching these things happen to her, that she got caught up in it. And I don't know how accurate the telling of their love story is, but at first I thought, I couldn't even hang out with them. Like, that's just the way they were, like, trashing hotel rooms, like, just that rocker lifestyle. And then by the end thinking like, this is actually quite a love story. But I was wrong to resist. I admit it. Fine. All right. I was wrong. But I thought it was great. I highly recommend it. What can I say? It's a good one.